The champagne flute slipped from Victoria Chen's manicured fingers, shattering against the marble floor of the five-star restaurant. But it wasn't the 200 per glass Dom Perignon that made her heart drop. It was the text message glowing on her phone. "Sorry, babe, can't make it. Emergency with Brittany. You understand." Her blind date wasn't coming. Again, the third setup in 2 months, and the third man who'd chosen someone else before even meeting her. Victoria stood there, designer dress clinging to her frame, surrounded by pitying stares from nearby tables, and felt more alone than she had in years. Money could buy everything she'd always believed. Everything except, apparently, someone who'd show up. She fled the restaurant, mascara threatening to run, heels clicking frantically against the pavement. Her luxury sedan sat in the parking garage, a symbol of everything she'd achieved. CEO of her own tech company by 32, Forbes 30 under 30, penthouse overlooking the city. But tonight it felt hollow. She just wanted to go home, order takeout, and pretend this humiliating evening never happened. The car had other plans. It sputtered, coughed, and died completely halfway down the exit ramp. "No, no, no," Victoria whispered, turning the key again and again. Nothing. She slumped against the steering wheel, fighting back tears. Could this night get any worse? A gentle tap on her window made her jump. A man stood outside, illuminated by the dim garage lighting. He wore grease-stained jeans and a faded blue work shirt with Danny's Auto embroidered on the pocket. His face was kind, weathered with laugh lines around warm brown eyes. "Car trouble?" he asked when she cracked the window. Victoria wanted to say she was fine, that she could handle it herself, but the words wouldn't come. Instead, she heard herself say, "It just died. I don't know what's wrong. Mind if I take a look?" He smiled, and something about it felt safe. "I'm Marcus. I own the shop 2 blocks over. Was just finishing up late when I heard you trying to start it." She nodded, popping the hood. Marcus pulled a small flashlight from his pocket and peered into the engine. Victoria watched him work, noticing the careful way his hands moved, checking connections, testing components. There was a quiet competence about him that felt reassuring. "Alternator's shot," he said after a few minutes. "Battery's completely drained." "You're not going anywhere tonight in this?" Victoria's shoulders sagged. "Of course it is." Marcus studied her face, taking in the fancy dress, the smeared makeup, the defeated posture. "Rough night?" Something about the genuine concern in his voice broke through her defenses. "The worst," she admitted. "Stood up on a blind date and now this." "His loss," Marcus said simply, then added, "Look, I can tow it to my shop and fix it tomorrow. But right now, you need to get home. My truck's right over there. I can give you a ride." Every safety instinct told Victoria to refuse, to call an Uber, to maintain the careful distance she kept between herself and the world. But tonight, exhausted and emotionally raw, she found herself saying yes. Marcus's truck was old but spotless inside. A car seat was buckled in the back, and children's drawings were clipped to the sun visor. "You have kids?" Victoria asked. His face lit up. "A daughter, Emma. She's 6. He pulled out his phone at a red light, showing her his lock screen, a gap-toothed little girl with pigtails grinning at the camera. "She's with my mom tonight. I work late Thursday so I can leave early on Fridays to pick her up from school." "Where's her mother?" Victoria asked, then immediately regretted the personal question. Marcus didn't seem to mind. "She left when Emma was 2. Decided motherhood wasn't for her. It's been just Emma and me ever since." Victoria heard no bitterness in his voice, only acceptance and love. "That must be hard." "It is sometimes," he admitted. "Money's tight, and I worry I'm not giving her everything she needs. But we've got each other, and that's enough." He glanced over at her. "What about you? What do you do when you're not getting stood up by idiots?" She laughed despite herself. "I run a software company. We develop AI solutions for healthcare systems." Marcus whistled low. "That's impressive. You must be really smart." "I guess," Victoria said. "But right now I couldn't even keep my car running." "Different kinds of smart," Marcus said. "I bet you could figure out an alternator if you had to. And I definitely couldn't do what you do." He pulled up to her building, taking in the doorman, the marble entrance. "Nice place." Victoria unbuckled her seatbelt but found herself reluctant to leave. Thank you, Marcus, really, you didn't have to help me. Sure I did, he said simply. Someone needs help, you help them. That's how I'm teaching Emma to be. On impulse, Victoria pulled out her business card. When you fix my car, send me the bill. And add something extra, for your time tonight, and for Emma. Marcus took the card, but looked uncomfortable. I'll fix your car, but I don't need payment for giving you a ride. That's just being decent. Please, Victoria said. Let me do something. He studied her face, then smiled. Tell you what, instead of money, come by the shop tomorrow when you pick up your car. Emma will be there after school. She's learning to read, and she loves it when people read to her. My assistant usually helps, but she's out sick. If you have 15 minutes to spare, that would mean more to us than any tip. Victoria found herself agreeing, though she couldn't remember the last time she'd read to a child. That night, in her empty penthouse, she thought about Marcus's words. Someone needs help. You help them. When had she stopped living that way? The next day, Victoria arrived at Danny's auto in jeans and a casual shirt, the first time she'd dressed down in months. Marcus was under a car when she walked in, but he rolled out with that same warm smile. Right on time, he said. Emma's in the office. Fair warning, she's going to talk your ear off. Emma was everything her photo promised and more, energetic, curious, and absolutely delighted to have a visitor. She showed Victoria her favorite books, explained in detail why dolphins were the best animals, and insisted Victoria see the picture she'd drawn of her daddy. As Victoria read Where the Wild Things Are to Emma, feeling the little girl lean against her side, something shifted inside her chest. She'd spent years building her company, her reputation, her wealth. But she couldn't remember the last time she'd felt this needed, this present, this alive. You're good at this, Marcus said later as Emma colored nearby. She doesn't warm up to everyone that fast. She's special, Victoria said. You're doing an amazing job with her. Marcus looked at his daughter with such pure love that Victoria felt tears prick her eyes. I'm trying. Some days I feel like I'm failing. Can't afford the fancy dance classes her friends take, can't give her the big birthday parties she sees on Instagram. But I love her with everything I have. That's what matters, Victoria said, and meant it. Over the next few weeks, Victoria found excuses to return to the shop. She'd bring coffee, claim she heard a weird noise in her car, or simply stop by to read to Emma. She and Marcus talked about everything, his dreams of expanding his business, her struggles with work-life balance, their shared love of old movies and terrible puns. One evening, as they sat on the shop's front step watching Emma play with a neighborhood cat, Marcus turned to her. Can I tell you something? That night I found you in the garage, I almost didn't stop. I was tired, wanted to get home, but something made me check on you. I'm glad you did, Victoria said softly. Me too. He hesitated, then continued. I know we're from different worlds, Victoria. You're this successful, brilliant woman, and I'm just a mechanic trying to raise his kid. But these past few weeks have been the happiest I've been in a long time. Emma adores you, and he took a breath. I think I'm falling for you. Victoria's eyes filled with tears, but for once they were happy ones. You're not just anything, Marcus. You're kind, you're genuine, you're an incredible father, and you showed up when no one else did. She took his hand. I think I've been falling for you too. Their first kiss tasted like hope and second chances. Emma cheered from where she was playing, making them both laugh. 6 months later, Victoria stood in that same parking garage, but everything was different. Marcus had proposed with a simple silver band he'd saved for months to buy. She'd said yes without hesitation, and Emma had cried happy tears when they told her. Victoria's friends couldn't understand it. A mechanic? They'd whispered. You could have anyone. But Victoria knew better. She'd had money, success, and opportunity her whole life. What she'd needed was someone who saw her, not her net worth. Someone who showed up. Someone who taught her that the richest life wasn't measured in bank accounts, but in morning snuggles with a 6-year-old, in greasy kisses from a man who'd worked all day. In the simple act of being there for each other, her blind date disaster had led her to everything she'd been missing. Sometimes, she thought, you have to break down before you can find your way home. And home, she'd learned, wasn't a place. It was Marcus's laugh, Emma's small hand in hers. and the knowledge that she was finally, truly seen for who she was, not what she had. The champagne flute that had shattered months ago had been replaced by coffee mugs shared at dawn and bedtime stories read in funny voices. And Victoria wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.